Hey, g'day, I'm Caleb, and this is my friend Jeffrey. Hello. We're just hanging out. Nothing's going on, really. Nothing at all. Oh, Jeffrey, get that out of your mouth. Oh, you're gonna slobber all over it. How else am I supposed to pick it up? I don't have hands. I wonder what it says. Lost story. If found, return to Bambert. Wonder what that means. Looks like someone needs our help. Yeah, let's go! Hey, excuse me, I found this lost story.
My friend Bambert here says it's his story. He's been waiting for it to come back for so long. He's so excited.
Yes, Jeffrey, we found him. High five. Ah, don't have any hands. Joining us are some of the performers from the play, Bambert's Book of Lost Stories. They're visiting Brisbane for their show at QPAC. But the real star is this guy. So guys, what exactly is Bambert's Book of Lost Stories about?
Well, first and foremost, it's about our hero, Bambert. And Bambert is a writer who lives in his attic above a greengrocer named Mr. Bloom. And in his attic, he has a big book of stories that he has written. He's a very, very good writer. It's kind of his way of escaping his attic, and the characters from the stories he writes lives with him in his imagination, in his attic. And so as he's writing them, he realizes that they don't have a setting. So he thinks, I'm going to put them on balloons, I'm going to send them out into the world, and hopefully wherever they land, that place shall be its new setting. And so it's all about Bambert waiting for his stories to return from all over the world.
And then when they eventually do, then he gets to read them and he gets to re-experience them and reimagine them in their new setting, which is pretty exciting.
What exactly got you guys into acting and puppeteering?
Yeah, that's a great question. I started studying something totally different. I was studying law and I got really bored of it and I decided I wanted to do something fun. And so I started looking into ways to get back into acting, which is something I really loved during school. But we've all had different stories, I think, in terms of why we're doing it, but we all love it and we all love working together as well.
I started as an architect and I couldn't stand working in an office. I was bored. I love design, but I hated working in an office. So this is like fun. This is not like work.
Do you have any advice from my friend Jeffrey here?
Well, I would say probably wash once a day so you don't get smelly. Bambert, what about you? Do you have some advice for Jeffrey? Yeah. Did you get that, Jeffrey? Great, cool. I think just use your imagination because anything can be a puppet. Anything at all. If you look around your bedroom, you could find a lampshade or a sock or a pair of trousers or an old dirty dishcloth, and you can turn them into a character.
And if you want to be a writer like Bambert, his advice is that a story can start with a wish. So if you wish for something that you want to happen in the world or want to be in the world, you make that wish and then that wish can become a story. And that's how Bambert does it. That's how he writes all his stories.
Do you have any advice for people that maybe in the future would want to become actors?
I think the important thing about acting is remembering that it's always playing. That's why they call it a play, because you're playing on stage with other people and you're telling amazing stories. And as long as you're always having fun and you're imagining the story as you're telling it, then I think it's a really great way to unify, a room, a theatre, a country. We all kind of can connect through stories.
Loveliest of lotus flowers. Wise men say the truth is whatever you see in the mirror. I say of the mirrors when you can have gold.
There's so many avenues for people starting out, amateur theatre companies or workshops or groups to join up and become a part of. And once you sort of start making friends in those circles, it's just something that becomes such a joy to be a part of. You might find you really enjoy performing, you might find you really enjoy designing lights, you might find you like directing or writing.
Or making sound effects.
Yeah.
So I've been working on some moves with Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, great.
The snake. And
Ah, cool.
the yawn.
They're really good moves.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you have any moves?
Oh, and he moves for I guess the snake as well, and the yawn. Yeah, so they're the classic puppet moves.
Yeah.
So you're doing well there. I think something that's really important to remember with puppetry, to bring it to life, is there's often three things. The eye line, so where they're looking. So if Bambert's looking at the microphone or looking at you or looking at this or looking down, it really helps the audience understand what he's thinking, because they can see what he's looking at the camera, looking at you, looking at the mic. So there's that, a sense of breath, and also a sense of being grounded, like a sense of weight when he's on the ground. So they're three of the most important things to keep in mind when you're puppeteering. Where do you think his eyes are, of Jeffrey? Oh yeah, cool. So you have him look at Bambert. Great. Now look at the camera. Great. Now back to Bambert. Great. Really good.
Thanks. What's your favourite part of being in the show Bambert Lost Stories?
Well, I just love hearing the audience react and respond. It gives me, a great sense of joy to know that I'm giving the audience a fun or emotional experience.
It is really beautiful feeling the reactions of particularly kids in the crowd when they're screaming with happiness, or then there's lightning happening and they're freaking out. It's really, really cool.
I just love the story. When I read the story the first time, I was really moved. I cried. And I really love the story and the power that it has to explore really big ideas in really simple and beautiful ways.
I love getting to play so many different characters in the show. It's a lot of fun. I think I play something like 8 or 9. I play the 3 princes and a whole bunch of other ones, and it keeps your brain alive.
I love sharing the story with the audience and getting them excited about it. That's what I love.
I'd like to thank the cast of Bambert's Book of Lost Stories. Thanks for hanging out with us. High five. Nailed it.